Good morning. Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation. Irene was telling me that thank you for arranging my work day, but if somebody invites you to Niagara Falls with a false view in the room, who is not going to do that? Okay, I am going to talk a little bit about the experience of an immigrant here in Canada, a professional immigrant. I came to Canada 7 years ago with my 2 children that are in the picture, no money and no English at all. I came because a difficult situation in my country, and I just came to Canada. When I was here in Canada, the first thing that I found was, okay, what I'm going to do now. I don't speak English, I don't have money, so what? The first advice that somebody gave me, and I think that still is very, very valuable, was if you want a good job, you need a good English. So the first thing that I had to do was learn English. I spent like a year and a half in the school learning English. I was thinking that it was easier, and still I have to apologize for my English is not perfect, but at least I am able to communicate with you and being here speaking about my story. I think that the biggest barrier that I found was the language. After that, I tried to find a job because I was living with Ontario Works, and with $1,000 per month for a mother and 2 kids was not enough. And I found a job in John Labatt Center. I don't know if some of you knows John Labatt Center. I really know John Labatt Center, whole John Labatt Center. Okay, I swept the John Labatt Center. I cleaned the washrooms. I cleaned the elevators. I cleaned all the John Labatt Center. And I remember especially one story that I had there. I was one day swifting, and you know, you're swifting and you are thinking about anything that you can imagine. And suddenly I thought, what am I doing here? I used to be a human resource manager, and I used to have secretaries and people that bring me coffee every day. What am I doing swifting here, 30 degrees outside, below zero? And suddenly I look around and I saw one person that was a chemical engineer with a postgraduate studies in something. And I saw the other side was a person that it was a mechanical engineer with an MBA, and a doctor with, you know, anesthesiologist, and all the people there were professional. I think that at that point, John Labatt Center had the most qualified team in the world to clean. And it was because none of us speak English. So none of us could work in their area because we couldn't be able to communicate. So at that point, I thought from the very bottom of my heart, like, thank God for this humble lesson that you are giving to us with this experience. And I learned a lot in that job. I was thinking that I was not going to learn. I learned a lot about behavior, about cleaning, of course. And I still have this, you know, this image in my mind, like one of the most valuable images that I have now. After that, I tried call center. It was very frustrated. Because when I finished the school, I was like, okay, I have the base of the English that I have to practice. I have to find a job. I have to prove myself that I can speak, that I can hear, that I can communicate with the people. And the best way to practice that is in a call center. Especially if you attend the United States, where you don't understand anything at all. I remember that every day I was crying at the end of the day because it was so frustrating. It was an outbound call center, and when you call the people, it's like, oh, don't call me again, or you know the call centers. And I'm going to ask something very, very special. When somebody calls you from a call center, don't be rude. just say, oh, thank you, I don't want the service or something like that. But it was very, very frustrating that everybody's throwing the phone. Okay, after the call center, my counselor in Will Employment Connections called me and told me, well, do you have a profession? Why you don't come here and do the training, and we could find a placement for you in your area? And I did it. I went there, I did the training, very good training, by the way, and they found me a placement in 3M. I was in 3M 2 years as a contract worker, and after that I started to look for a job. I didn't work in human resources in 3M, just 5 months for a special project, but then I was in any department that you can imagine, legal department, office and consumer. It was a very interesting experience, but not in my area, and I wanted to work in my area. I started to look for a job in human resources, and I didn't find anything. I didn't get anything. And the 2 years contract finished, and I was unemployed again. When I went to London Employment Help Center, they told me, why you don't go to the college, take the courses again, for human resources, a certification, maybe that is going to be easier for you to find a job in human resources. No. Again, college, I am going to feel like a grandma there because everybody's young, everybody's beauty, and no. So I didn't like the idea at the beginning. I like to be updated, and I read a lot. Books, magazines, internet. I think that today you have all kinds of tools in your hand to be updated in your profession. So for me, it was not like a necessity to come back to college. In fact, I didn't like the idea. But I didn't have any other choice. So I took the chance and I came back to the college. I think the first day of the school, everybody is excited. I was not. I was like, I felt when my mom was telling me, you have to do that, something that you didn't want to do. And I went to the college, and I was walking through, the hallways, looking at all these young people, feeling like a grandma there. But when I went to the lab that is for second career, the continuing education, it was a totally different feeling. First of all, people was about my age, and the coaches in the lab was so friendly. I think that they have been the best coaches that I have ever had in any career, any classroom that I have had before. They made me feel very welcome. They made me feel very comfortable. They helped me a lot with my English, with the subjects, with everything. It's something that I think about that, and I am really grateful for that experience. In Francia College, first of all, I found a very good quality of education. I think that the programs, all the subjects that we were, doing in the courses, very updated. The teachers were awesome, and I think these people that is working in the field actually, and they're teachers because I think they like to teach or something like that. It was not the classroom, okay? It was not, classroom where the teacher is speaking, and sometimes for English that is, for people that is English is not a first language, it's so difficult to follow the teacher sometimes. So online courses are the best option for people with English as a second language, because you can go to your own pace. You can have some tools open in internet, like translators or like dictionaries or any other resources, and you can go, see the subject, look for the information. If you don't understand something, you go to the translator, to the dictionary. So it was perfect for me. I feel really, really, really well in the lab and in the courses, doing all the training, okay? I had the opportunity to update my knowledge. I think, and I strongly believe that Human beings are the same. Here in Canada, in Venezuela, in Spain, everywhere, okay? But the regulations, the law, the way that you do things is different in each country. For example, recruitment and selection. In my country, you have to put your picture in the resume. They ask you if you are married, how many children, if you are planning to have any other children, things like that. Here, you can't do that. Just don't do it, okay? And I didn't know that. The laws works totally different, or safety and security. In my country, safety and security is a very high priority too. But it's different when you have 4 seasons. In snow, it's totally different than in the beach. So those courses gave me the opportunity to see the differences in my profession from each country, update my knowledge, know a little bit more about the Canadian environment in human resources, okay? And definitely they offer me the best resources, technical, academical resources. As I say, the teachers were awesome, the resources that I have every day, the facilities were awesome. I remember that something that surprised me, I had a computer for myself. Nobody it was asking me for my computer. I feel like my computer in the lab. And definitely the opportunity to get to the labor market. I told you that after 3M, I was looking for a job for 8 months, and I didn't find anything in human resources. After I finished my courses at Provincial College and I got my certification in human resource management, I think that it was not even a month when I found a job in human resources. In fact, I couldn't go to my graduation because that was my first day at my new job in human resources in Union Gas. I was so excited, and I remember I called my coach, Jackie, and I told her, well, I found a job in human resources in Union Gas, the job that I was looking for. I can't go to the graduation, but I am here because I wanted to find a job. And still I feel, and all the time I feel that I was not a number at Fansha. I was a human being, and I was treated as a human being and as a special human being. I remember that Jackie arranged everything with Tom to get the pictures. The following one. To get the pictures for my graduation. I didn't graduate in the in the stage and everything, but I got my pictures, and they made me feel so good and so proud about everything that I did at Fansha. I have to thank also to all the institutions and people that helped me through this path. Sometimes people tell me, you came here alone with 2 kids, no money, no English, are you crazy? I couldn't make it with this help. Definitely those institutions, Ontario Works, Will Employment Connections, London Employment Hub Center, Human Resources and Skill Development, Goodwill Career Center, and the Ministry of Universities and College through the Second Career or Skills Development Program, and of course Fansha College. With this help, without this help, I couldn't make it, definitely. So I really, really thank all these institutions. So this is the picture that I was talking about. Today I have a job, okay? I have a little bit of English. Again, I apologize if I made any mistakes. But I am able to communicate, to be here and to express my ideas and my feelings. And I don't have money yet, okay? But at least I have a house, I have a car, I have, I live very comfortable. I don't complain at all. And instead of 2 kids, I have 2 teenagers that are driving me crazy. Okay, well, thank you very much for this invitation. I really enjoyed it.